In 2012, Kodak closed the curtain on its 130-year history. How did a company that invented the digital camera ultimately get destroyed by its own technology? Once dominating 90% of the global photographic film market, this giant, valued at over $30 billion, lost all its worth in just a few years. But, in truth, this failure stemmed from structural causes that continue to repeat in the modern era. What exactly was this innovator's dilemma? In this video, we'll unravel why success became the seed of failure, who missed what, and what lessons it holds for today. Let's now delve into the full scope of its collapse. The main segment will also explore other company examples that were swallowed by the wave of digitalization. In the 1970s, the name Kodak resonated worldwide when it came to photography. Its iconic yellow packaging symbolized people's cherished memories. From amateur photographers to professionals, everyone chose Kodak film and cameras. Its market share was overwhelming. It was truly the giant of photography. By 1976, it had grown to dominate 90% of film sales and 85% of camera sales in the US. This brand power seemed unshakable. From family vacation snapshots to decisive moments at sporting events, Kodak was an indispensable presence in every aspect of life. Cameras and film bearing the Eastman Kodak logo were delivered to households worldwide, deeply embedding themselves into people's lives. Its success wasn't merely due to product strength, but also stemmed from building a complete ecosystem that included film development services. Kodak's technological prowess was world-class, even being adopted for NASA's cameras during the moon landing and official Olympic photography. The film business generated immense profits, and Kodak was truly at the peak of its glory. No one doubted its bright future. However, it wasn't that Kodak had lost its innovative edge. In fact, in 1975, company engineer Steve Sasson invented the digital camera. The world's first digital camera weighed 3.6 kilograms. It was a black and white prototype with 10,000 pixels, taking 23 seconds to capture an image, but its potential was limitless. This groundbreaking technology should have revolutionized the film industry. Even within Kodak, its potential was well understood. Indeed, Kodak actively invested in digital technology, acquiring numerous patents. It was at the forefront of the digital imaging field. In the 1990s, there was even a period where it achieved great success with professional camera systems and medical imaging diagnostic systems using digital technology. They predicted that digital photography would become the future mainstream and introduced early digital cameras to the market. Their technological advantage was clear. Kodak seemed to be smoothly transitioning, believing it could secure new revenue streams from the evolving digital technology alongside its traditional film business. Up to this point, things were progressing well. They were creating their own future, leading the era. However, Kodak positioned the digital camera as a complementary product to sell more film. This fundamental perception was the beginning of its first critical misstep. Executives feared cannibalization, that digital would erode the profits of their film business. Protecting the immensely profitable film business became the top priority. In the late 1980s, intense debates raged internally over the timing of the digital camera's market launch, but ultimately, a delay was decided to protect the film business. They were trapped by fixed ideas like digital cameras have poor image quality and consumers will continue to use film, misjudging the changing times. The decision to abandon a colossal revenue source generating tens of billions of yen annually from film and development was simply too heavy for the management at the time. While the full-scale transition to digital business was delayed, competitors like Sony, Canon, and Fujifilm began to aggressively capture the digital market. Despite possessing superior technology, Kodak repeatedly made contradictory management decisions, seemingly denying the very innovation it had created. But here, a pitfall that no one noticed lay open. Dominating the entire organization was the sunk cost generated by the film business. Enormous investments and profits already committed distorted decision-making. Management prioritized short-term profits and couldn't escape the constraints of existing businesses. A powerful groupthink emerged, hindering long-term transformation. Many employees were also in film-related jobs, and digitalization appeared as a threat to their livelihoods. Resistance to change within the company was deeply rooted. Even as management recognized the need for digital transition, they failed to formulate concrete plans, ultimately settling for a half-hearted strategy of digitizing film. A corporate culture that undervalued digital technology became widespread, leading to a steady outflow of talented personnel from the digital division. The seeds of innovation escaped outside the company. Past successes became a hindrance. An overly strong self-perception that Kodak is a film company stripped away its ability to adapt to change. Entering the 2000s, the digital camera market expanded rapidly. However, Kodak fell far behind its competitors and gradually lost its market presence. Like the Concorde effect, even knowing it was a failure, they clung to past investments and pride, unable to turn back. In the late 2000s, the proliferation of smartphones delivered a final blow. With camera functions integrated into mobile phones, even dedicated digital cameras became obsolete. The culture of sharing photos also shifted to online services. The value of prints, which was Kodak's strength, rapidly diminished. Entering the 2010s, the former photography giant found itself on the brink of bankruptcy. To restructure, it was forced to sell its iconic film division. Then, on January 19, 2012, Kodak finally filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. A giant with over 130 years of history was effectively forced into business failure. The company that once dominated the global photography market etched its name in history as a tragedy, fearing its own revolutionary technology and failing to reap its benefits. The yellow packaging vanished from store shelves worldwide, becoming a presence that lived only in people's memories. Kodak's story symbolizes the innovator's dilemma, demonstrating how the success of an existing business can be the biggest barrier to new transformation. The courage to embrace change and question one's own past successes. That is the indispensable lesson for companies to survive and continue to grow. Why did success become the seed of failure? Because the existing success of the film business made them hesitate to invest in the future of digital. Who missed what? While the management understood the potential of digital technology, they underestimated market shifts and changes in consumer behavior. And the lesson for today is the critical importance for companies and individuals to constantly challenge new technologies and paradigm shifts, without clinging to past glories. Only organizations that constantly question their business models and embrace innovation can survive in an era of rapid change. The quality of decision-making in turbulent times differs between those who understand this failure and those who do not. Kodak's tragedy is a vital warning for the future.